Hey guys, Double Jack here, and I've got some interesting news, two pieces of news in fact, but before I get into that, I just want to say that remember today, the 21st of November, marks the quarter-finals of the Eyes of Heaven tournament, which you can find in a link in my description below for the stream. It starts at 9 p.m. Japan time, which is also 12 p.m. UK time, and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For other times, conversions. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't really do them all, but basically, you know. So I may have figured out what the DLC is for Eyes of Heaven, because, there are lots of people going, free DLC, what could it be, what could it be? And, characters, okay, that sounds cool. Stages, bit of a long shot. We are going to be possibly getting high difficulty downloadable missions, and that's what you're looking at right here. Now these 5 are coming with the game alongside Part 4 Jotaro as the first print bonus. If you don't know what a first print bonus is, which I know the majority of you do, it's nothing like a pre-order. You could pick this game up 6 months from when it comes up and you could still get this. It's just the availability of the first prints, basically. Yeah, and anyway, let's get into these. So these could actually be around for a while, and what they are is we don't know what we get out of it. We don't know exactly if there are specific things to do. We just know that we get these specific teams fighting against other teams. Here we are. So we might know a little bit more later, but for now, let's look at these 5 so far. First of all, we've got Cars and Wham in a team known as the 2000 Years of Fate, and then we've also got Diego Brando, which looks to be the Scary Monsters Brando from the intro, with Valentine. Now, half of the team name is kind of cut off by means from far away. And the next one, number 2, we have both Kawajiri Kira and Akira in a team called A War in a Nightmare versus Vanilla Ice and Part 3 Dio, known as Assassinate. The next one, it seems to be, of course, Part 3 Dio again with Whole Horse, and it means us, basically, like how Whole Horse is like, the 2 of us are the strongest combination in the world. Basically, he says the 3 of us, he says trio. Because there is 3. And of course, we got Okuyasu and Shigechi, and they've got Rakuda Mio. Now, Rakuda means camel in, basically in Japanese. I don't know why I fumbled there. Rakuda means camel in Japanese, and also means Rakuda. It's kind of like a play on words where Raku means luck, and it can also mean, happiness. And so, you know how harvest works. So that's basically kind of how it goes there. The next one, of course, we've got the team's called A Sad Reunion, and it's Diavolo and Fugo, and they're taking on Vanilla Ice and Pucci, and it's basically a destined like battle for Dio's love kind of deal. And the final one seems to be Wham and of course Pet Shop, and it's called History's Strongest Trainers. And then we've got Pucci and Part 3 Dio again. He seems to be in at least 3 of these, which is fair game. And half of it's cut off by is those who challenge something, but I'm guessing time or space or something. So that's the first part. As you can see here, we've got quite a lot. And this is possible DLC. Hopefully we do get characters, but I'm willing to bet we're going to get a lot more of these as free DLC. Now, next thing I wanted to talk about is I can't really show you because it's very difficult, but I have actually seen it, and I always throw out the news here, and you can always trust me with JoJo news. I promise I'll always give it out. Now, there's a picture that I have seen, and it might be on the internet somewhere, but if not, it might be on Shonen Games later. Basically, it's a screenshot of, in the third PV at the end, when we actually get to see, or rather the story digest, actually, where we actually get to see Heaven Ascended Dio, and he's walking towards the camera, and he's like, at the end, and it just finishes. Well, basically, we have a picture that has all the JoJos and Speedwagon on a plane, where it's all darkness and they're standing on like a purple plane, and Heaven Ascended Dio walks towards them. So that may be like the final battle. The final battle may be that you play as every single JoJo in different steps. Possibly Speedwagon, but it will possibly be all 8 JoJos. Not in old Joseph, of course, but 8 JoJos taking on Heaven Ascended Dio as the final boss. I wouldn't say that was bad, especially if there was a little bit more to it. Even if there isn't, you get to actually use all 8 JoJos against him, and that's pretty damn cool. So I think that's kind of like a bit of a spoiler for how the last boss goes. We know who the last boss is, but that might be a little bit of a spoiler for the last boss. But yeah, I'll always be talking about all the stories and everything like that to do with JoJo. Everything JoJo's here, I'll always be talking about it. So, how do you feel about these first print downloadable missions? How do you feel if we were to get a lot more of these as free DLC? Personally, any DLC that's free is great. I would even pay like an okay amount for characters personally. You know, if they throw out some good characters, even if they throw out mediocre characters, I'd fucking throw. I'd be like putting my money into my PS4, like, when you go in. But basically, yeah. Check out the tournament tonight. We finally get to see who are the last 2. We've got 7 characters, and which 2 are going to be in those slots. That sounds wrong. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I will try and throw as much news as I can as soon as possible. Take care and bye.